Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. I'm Law of the West, and this is day 3 of the Volkum challenge. I've been hanging out here in Grimhex, turning it into my new home away from home. And by that, I mean I've been spending most of my time here in this dingy dive bar, kicking back and testing out most of their fine local microbrews, better known as toilet ale. While I wait for that last bottle to kick in, I'll let you in on the secret origins of the Volkum challenge. It all started after hearing that the path from Crusader to Hurston was going to be opened up to us. And of course that set off a shitstorm of accusations and recriminations being hurled from one end of the table to the other. The biggest one being that none of us would last a minute out there without our security blanket known as good old Port Olisar to keep falling back on. Now, I know as well as you do that once you make it out to Hurston, you'll just respawn back there if anything happens. But the challenge had been issued, the glove had been thoroughly slapped across our faces, and honor dictated that the challenge must be met. So we set out to prove that we could say goodbye to Olisar and not look back, showing that we are worthy of traveling out to Hurston. Now, I know in retrospect that actually makes no sense at all, but much like right now, we were drunk, and things tend to make a lot more sense after you've tipped a few back. But mainly, more than anything else, it was a way for us to kill some time while we waited for Hurston to become a thing. Originally, the challenge had one very different rule to it, and that was you could only log off at your ship's bed. I still want that rule to come back, but that functionality is still a bit iffy on a lot of ships and straight up doesn't work on others, which would greatly reduce the number of ships that you could use. So that rule was amended for now to allow you to log off at any one of the other landing zones other than Olisar. So why are we picking on Olisar? Why can't you go back there? It's because a lot of us have been using it as our main base of operations since the golden days at 2.0. And after all of that time, more than a few of us are getting a little tired of it. Once Hurston opens up, I'll be heading off and not turning back for a good long time. The main principle behind the challenge was to emulate this idea, to test our mettle and see how long we could stay away from Olisar for. I remember back to the days when I first entered Olisar. I was still a gangly teenager back then, but now, I'm a fully fledged Marine. Olisar may be where I grew up, but I'm ready for deeper waters. And hopefully after mid-October, when the embargo against Hurston is lifted, I'll get to see that wish fulfilled. That's enough of that for now. I tend to get a bit overly nostalgic when I've been drinking, so maybe a change of atmosphere might do me a world of good. There's too much dank in here anyway, and I think I'm starting to grow mold in my helmet. Time to stumble out of here and go out and get a little sun to help clear that up. I'm just doing a personal challenge, so I'm not going up against anyone, and I really don't have to worry about earning money to survive the challenge for another day. So, I think I'll take the day off, spawn a Gravlev bike, and do some joyriding over at Daymar. I love leaving via this back alley X-hanger. It provides a fun little bit of EVAing, and hardly no one ever comes around this way anymore. Even if they did, it's not like you have to worry about being sniped or having your ride jacked. It's just a nice, casual float through a sea of space junk while you make your way over to your ship. I even saw a finger floating around here once. I'll bet there's a story attached to that. Alright, time for a pick-me-up. Woo! That calms the shakes. Oh, I don't even know why I did that. That was for no reason at all. There she is, right where I left her. Listing a little bit maybe, but basically in the same spot. Alright, let's get in and get going. I've been leaving this here for a while now, so I really should have done like a cursory check for space hobos or xenomorphs, but I'm in too much of a rush, so let's just get this thing powered up and get going. Let's get out of here. I've heard some interesting things lately, one of which was all about the criminal system. Eventually, the GTA-style crime stat we all know and love is going to be completely replaced with a threefold system that could best be described as criminality, local law, and reputation. The criminality system is going to be more of an immediate reaction to things, and will tend to go away over time. For instance, if you're caught doing something illegal, the local authorities will chase you. But if you evade them long enough, or if you get captured or killed, they'll eventually go back about their business, and all will be forgiven after a reasonably short period of time has elapsed. So it's not going to be something that you're going to have to go to Korea and lose anymore. It will go away all on its own after half an hour or so has passed. Reputation is going to be something that stays with you. If your reputation continues to go down with a certain faction, they could go from being neutral to being hostile with you if they ever ran into you face to face. And if your reputation continues to degrade from there, they could start actively pursuing you and sending out people to hunt you down. But your reputation is going to differ with each faction, and although one group may end up hating your guts, another could love you just the same. One isn't going to affect the other. This is going to create a very interesting mix of attitudes when it comes to you and the rest of the given population of the galaxy. So the short term is criminality, the long term is reputation, and the localized law is what's going to be what unifies them and defines what you can and can't do in specific areas. Another thing that made me happy to hear was a confirmation that they intended to allow us to be able to spawn our ships with other ships already inside of them. Like spawning a Cutlass Black with a couple of Gravlev bikes already inside of it. And this is a feature that could have come in handy just a short while ago. Like a lot of things, there's no ETA on this feature, and mainly I don't see it coming until after our personal hangar has been put into play. But still, looking forward to this one as a quality of life improvement. This bike represents another reason why it's good to be part of an org. One of my org mates had donated this ship to the channel, mainly because he's an awesome guy, but also because he knew that I really wanted a yellow jacket. So he agreed to trade me a Dragonfly Black with 5 years insurance for a yellow jacket that had LTI. I definitely got the best end of the stick on this deal, and I'd like to give a huge shout out to Ruguru for doing me this favor. I don't know what it is, I just don't like the matte black solid paint job that the standard Dragonfly has. Which is weird because I love the solid glossy black look of the Nox far more than the two-toned look of the Nox Q. And just personal preference, I guess. Another good thing about being part of an org is that some people make it their business to pick up a couple of extra ships at the war bond price during each sale. These ships will still come with their original hangar flare, or some specialty items like unique paint jobs or extra equipment, and some ships will still retain their cheaper war bond price. So if you've missed the sale, you can always purchase it from one of these people and have them gift it to your account. They don't make any money off these deals or gain anything from themselves. They do it because they're awesome people who don't mind helping their org mates out. This is the life. Just me, my Gravlev, and the open vista ahead of me. I hear it would take 12.5 days to walk completely around Cellin. I have no idea how long it would take to circumnavigate Daymar and Anox, but I'm just in the right mood to try and find out. I actually can't wait to start landing my Carrack somewhere and using it as a base while I explore some new exotic location, going at my own pace and really taking my time with it. Well, I'm Law of the West, thanks for dropping by, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.